And gentlemen and assembled company, tonight from the Cafe Clock, we are live. And not only that, we have Zouhair here in person telling your stories, telling you stories live and direct. Zouhair, please take it away.
Thank you so much. So, welcome and welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, here in World Storytelling Cafe. So, if it's the first time you are joining us here, it's a wonderful online project that promotes storytelling all over the globe. So, if you've never seen me before, I am Zouhair Khaznaoui from Marrakesh, Morocco, and I am a local storyteller here. And tonight, I'll be telling you wonderful stories from our culture, the Moroccan culture. Let me start with one of my favorite stories. It promotes the wisdom and intelligence of women. Once upon a time, there lived a widow in one of the cities in Morocco. And this widow had three children. Her husband, before he died, he left her a fortune, a lot of businesses going on, shops, pieces of land, everything that anyone will dream of to be rich. But this widow lacks a lot of knowledge in terms of running businesses. So what she did, she just sold everything, exchanged everything into money, into golden coins, and she stored all the money in the house, and that's how she will provide for her children and provide for herself. People in that city heard about this woman, about her beauty, her brains. She's smart, and most of all, she's rich. She has a lot of money, and she's widow. A lot of people started flooding to her house asking for her hands, but she has one answer for all of them. I don't want to marry, I'm not over my husband, and I want to raise my children by myself. And here there lived an infamous thief in that village, actually outside of the city, just outside of the city in one of the caves. He was the leader of 40 other thieves, as usual. So he heard about her beauties, he heard about her money, and he got really attracted to the fortune. He said, well, that's a jackpot. I'm going to be rich finally. So he just sent one of his thieves to propose. So the following morning, one of the thieves found his way in front of the door of that widow. He knocked. As she did not know him, she did not recognize his voice. She kept the door shut and she was speaking to him behind the door. Salam alaikum wa alaikum salam, ma'am. I'm here to propose on behalf of our master of thieves. She said, well, if the master of thieves really wanted to marry me, he would know how to come to my door and propose himself. Why would he send someone else to propose for him? I said, well, ma'am, he's busy these days. She told him, well, I'm sorry that your leader is busy, but I'm gonna tell you this. I don't want to marry. I'm sorry to refuse your proposal, but I want to raise my children by myself. So that thief went back to his boss with this piece of information. The boss got really irritated, provoked, because why would she? She's just a widow. She's just a woman. This is the first mistake. He thought that he's better than her. Said she's just a woman. How dare she refuse me? I'm the strongest in the city. I am the mightiest. Everyone fears me. No one refuses one of my requests. What will they do right now? And he was asking his fellow thieves. And they started shouting, let's kill her, sir. Let's burn her house. Let's kidnap her children. Let's do this. Let's do that. And there was this one thief, he told him, "Sir, I don't think kidnapping or burning or killing is doing you any good. But the money she has is the source of her power. This is why she rejects people, because she does not need any man. She has a lot of money. But if we steal the money, she will come to you crawling on her hands and knees, asking for forgiveness and asking for your hands." The master of thieves really loved the idea, and he told him, "Well, you are the one who came up with the idea, and you are the one who's going to steal the money. And if you did, I'm going to give you a commotion out of that money. A commission, I'm sorry." So the next morning, it was already midnight. That thief who was sent to her, he found himself beside a house, and he threw the rope and he started climbing up until he was on the rooftop. And the first step he made on the rooftop of that woman, he made some cracks of noise, who made that woman aware, the widow aware, that there was someone on the rooftop, and she was sure that the thief would not let her alone. So she had a plan already. So she quickly wakened up her children and she started telling them things to say and things not to say. Then they started, all of them, talking at the same time loudly. And one of her children said, "Mom, I want to ask you something." "Yes, my love, what is it?" He told her, "How many breasts do you have?" She told him, "Well, that's a weird question, but I have 4 breasts." "Mom, but I can only see 3. And when I saw that you were breastfeeding my younger brother, I could only see 3. Where is the fourth one? Where is the first breast?" She told him, "No, son, I don't think this is the right time. I don't really want to talk about this topic today." He told her, "No, mom, please, I insist. I want to know where is the first breast." She told him, "Well, basically, your father hated that fourth breast. And we've always argued that I need to take it off. I need to cut off my breast. And they always refuse. It's a part of me. I cannot just take it off. It's like taking off a hand. But your father really hated that fourth breast. I don't know why, for no reason. And one day he came back to the house. He was really upset, really tired because of his day. He had a busy day at work, and he just decided to cut off that breast. He told her, "But mom, it must be painful. Why didn't you scream? Why didn't you ask for help?" She said, "I did. I asked for help. And I was screaming like this, 'Help! Please help me! Everyone, please! I need help!'" Here, the thief on the rooftop thought that she was just sharing this story with her children. But the neighbors had another idea. She's a widow. She lives alone. She's screaming. There must be something dangerous happening to her. So the neighbors that were living around started coming to her to rescue her. They came from the main door of the house. They came from the rooftop, and they caught the thief on the rooftop. And they took him to the judge, and he was sentenced to go to jail. The following morning, the master of thieves, the boss, like he sent one of his thieves, but he did not came back. So he had a lot of ideas in mind. Did he steal the money and run away? What happened? Is he even alive? What's behind his disappearance? So he went to the city. And once he stepped in the souk, in the local market, people started laughing at him. The people that used to fear him, that used to respect him, that used to have a lot of ideas, a lot of things into consideration before they even speak a word to him. Now they are laughing at him out loud in the public. No one fears him anymore. And what is happening? Why is these people laughing at me? And then he stopped a youngster and he told him, "Tell me, why those people are laughing at me? Why aren't they scared?" Then that little boy told him, "You really don't know what happened." He said, "No." He said, "Well, one of your thieves was caught yesterday. And when we realized that he was outsmarted by a woman, by a widow, we don't really respect you and fear you anymore. So you don't have a place of respect here in our city anymore." Then that master of thieves got really angry. He went back to his cave. He met um his gang of thieves, and he told them about what happened. Then his people started shouting out loud, "Sir, we told you, let's kill her, let's kill her children, let's burn her house to the ground." He told them, "No, no. This lady, this widow, she wants to disrespect me, and I am the only one who will deal with her. I ask you right now, no one is to approach that woman anymore. I will deal with her myself." So he waited a fortnight, and he decided to do the same plan. He decided to steal her money, but he wanted to be careful this time. So he waited until after midnight and he climbed up. Everyone in that city is asleep. He climbed up, he was in the rooftop, he was going really softly, but again he made a crack of noise. The woman heard it. She woke up her children. She told them things to say and things not to say, and then they started talking loudly. One of her children said, "Mom, I want to ask you." "Yes, darling, what is it?" "Our father is known for his wealth. He left a lot of money. But once he died, we've never seen any money. I mean, it's true that you provide and you bring whatever we need and we want in the house, but I've never seen any penny. We don't have the shops anymore. We don't have any piece of land. Where is all that money?" Told him, "Well, son, you know that, I mean, there is no man in the house. You are still young. I am a widow. I don't know how to go and face the outside world because I'm not educated. I have never worked. So I decided to sell everything because I cannot run the business by myself. I sold everything. I exchanged everything to golden coins. I put them all in a box, and they threw the box inside the well that is in the middle of the house. So whenever we need money, I just throw myself in the well, grab whatever golden coins I need, and I go up." The thief heard this, and he was really happy because it's easy. He does not need to do anything bad to the woman and her children. He just needs to go and climb down the well, take the box, and leave. So he waited for them to fall asleep. The woman is smart, the widow is smart, as I told you. She quickly turned off the light, and her and her children were quiet. The thief thought that they were asleep. It's time to go down. So he climbed down. He was in the middle of the house. He walked towards the well. Then it was a very cozy, cold night. He took off all his clothes. He did not feel the coldness and the coziness of that night because he was so excited. He quickly jumped inside of that well. He was in the water, in the mud, and he was just playing with his hands and his feet, trying to figure out where is that box. He could only find the rocks and and water and mud, but there is no box. Here, as he was becoming colder and colder and the excitement started fading away, he started having this weird feeling. Wait a minute. Maybe there is no box. Maybe this is just a trick. So he was fighting, striving to go up because the wall of that well was slippery. So whenever he goes up, he climbs up, he just slides down again. So he kept going up and sliding down for a lot of time until he finally and eventually managed to go outside of the well. So he was soaking wet, he was naked, he was cold, shivering, and he was looking for his clothes. Where is my clothes? I left them here. And the clothes were not there. He knew that the woman is really smart. She outsmarted him this time as well. And he really needs to go out of that house before anyone comes in. So he was nakedly walking towards the door. And he saw that the main door of the house is wide open. Oh, this is strange. She's a widow. She lives alone. She has like young children. She has money in the house. And she's not afraid and she keeps her door open while she's sleeping. So he decided just to go out of the house. Then he heard this soft voice behind him. Sir, will you please close the door behind you? And he turned around and he saw the widow with a very big smile on her face, telling him to shut the door when he goes out. And he told her, "Well, ma'am, just keep it open. There will be always a dumb man going after a smart lady like you." And he left. And then that widow, like everyone in that city, heard her story, and her story became widely known in Morocco as the story of the wise woman, the wise widow, and the stupid thieves. And um, this is my story. So thank you so much for listening to my story. You are muted, John.
Here we go.
Mhm.
Thank you, Zouhair. That was a brilliant story. I love that. And that stays on the theme of what you were talking about a couple of weeks ago on the African story session. That's brilliant.
Mhm.
Um,
By the way, do I have the whole evening, or do I have people with me for stories?
tonight, tonight, tonight is yours. It's
Oh, all mine.
yes, it's all yours. It's Thursday. Uh,
Amazing.
it's Moroccan night, isn't it? It's always
Mhm,
Moroccan night on Thursday night.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
yeah,
Uh, I think I will retell a story. I already told it, but 4 months ago. I really love it because I dreamed of that story last night. It's one of my favorite stories. Um, so once upon a time, there lived a merchant in Marrakesh. He had 4 children, 4 legitimate children, and one of the fifth child, he had it with a servant. One day he was roaming around his garden, his big house, the garden of his big house, and he saw this beautiful servant, and he could not control himself. And then they had this beautiful child who is called Muhammad. Here, Muhammad grew up to be a nice looking, strong young man. But his father never made him feel the fatherhood, never made him feel that he's a father of his. And his four brothers, they always despised him. He's always the son of the servant. He's not their brother. I mean, they hate him, but he's quite a nice man. He's a young man. He's quite a nice young man. He's decent. He has manners. He has values. Everyone in the castle loves him because he's modest. And one day, when he turned 18, and his father started becoming sick, and his older brothers started discussing amongst themselves that Muhammad, our illegitimate brother, I mean, he's going to inherit as well. Maybe our father will leave him some fortune. We need to get rid of him before something bad turns up. We don't want him to share with us the money that our father will leave when he dies. So the brothers, as they were so bad and so sick with the idea of money and possession, they just think about their father dying and them possessing all that fortune for themselves. And they conspired against their brother Muhammad, the son of the servant. They conspired against him to kill him. So they hired a servant and they gave him enough money to buy poison and poison Muhammad's food. And luckily enough, the servant was best friend with Muhammad. They would always go around the garden and talk. So that servant did not want to kill his best friend. So he went to him and he told him, Muhammad, I love you like a brother of mine. But your brothers want to kill you and they conspire to kill you. They hired me. They give me money to buy poison and poison your food to kill you. So what I will advise you right now, I'm also afraid of my life. But if you flee tonight, I want you to leave. I prepared the horse for you. I put enough food for a week for you. Go away. Travel around the world. Go somewhere else. Start a new life. There is no future for you here in this palace, in the palace of your father. When he got this news, he got really upset and really, he felt let down because he always considered them as brothers. It's his brothers. He's always proud of them and proud of his family. But now, if he stays, he dies. So he just decided to leave. So he left. He took the horse and he started hitting the road for days and days. He crossed deserts. He crossed rivers. He crossed a lot of land. Like he spent a lot of time on the road. He was doing miserably. He was eating whatever his hand could reach and going wherever his feet and horse could take him. One night, like the whole day full of walking, it was already dark. He found himself in front of a big wall. He could not see the end of the wall because it was already dark. But he kept going beside the wall until he find like a very big arch door, like the ones you find in Marrakesh, but it's in another city. So he knew that it was a very big city, and he decided to have a new life there. He said, "Well, I'm grateful to God. I'm finally saved. I will go here in this city. I will, I will have a job, and maybe I will start a family. Maybe God knows what I will find here in this city." So he slept by the door of the city that night because it was closed. You know, cities in Morocco back in the days when they were protected by the big walls, they shut their doors after 10 p.m. So he slept that night there. And the following morning, he woke up by the sounds of merchants shouting prices of their merchandise. So he woke up and he saw that that city was so big because of the wall. The wall was tremendous. He thought that the wall ends by the sky. And that door was very, very magnificent because it was big. But on the arch, on top of the wall, he saw that there is something. He saw heads, like beheaded heads, heads without bodies, hanged on top of the wall. And he started counting them. 1, 2, 3, 40, 50, 99 heads. And then he was inside of the city, like exploring, and he found an old man selling bread. And he told him, Salam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, son. Sir, I want to ask you about something that is hanged in the by the door of the city. I told him, yeah, the heads, the 99 heads. Yeah, exactly. Who are they? Are they rebels? Are they criminals, thieves, rapists? Who are they? He said, no, son. Most of them are noblemen. They used to be judges, they used to be princes, they used to be scholars, wise men, and some of them are just ordinary men who likes challenges. He told him, but why? Why is that? Why are they beheaded if they are noble? He told him, well, something that you need to know about this city and this kingdom. We have a king here. And this king has one daughter, and his daughter, when his wife died, when her mother died, she became silent for a lot of years. She never shuttered a word. And when she became of age to marry someone, her father started receiving proposals. And then one one fine young man, he accepted to marry that girl, but he decided to leave because she was silent. He will speak to her, but she will not respond to him. So he just left, and he left her brokenhearted. And now her father, like, whenever someone proposes, he has one condition. The king does not care about your background, where you come from, how much money you have, what is your social status. If you make his daughter speak, you will, I mean, you are already married. If you don't, he will cut your head off. And those 99 men, all of them accepted and failed. Muhammad, the son of the servant, he was, sounds interesting. So for the rest of the day, he did not think of anything else beside the silent princess. He really wanted to go and talk to her. So the following morning, he just decided to go. So he took a bath, like he rented a room in one of the hotels in that city. He took a bath. He bought some fine clothes with the money he brought with him, and he went to the royal palace. Your Majesty, I am here to ask the hand of your daughter. I want to marry your daughter. He said, son, do you know what comes with your request? He said, yes, I am fully aware of that. And I accept. He said, do you accept that if you don't make her speak by dawn of your marriage ceremony, you'll lose your head? You are a young man, save yourself. He said, I accept. He told him, well, just give it some thought. Many people tried and failed, and some of them are older, wiser than you, and they failed. Why do you think you are the one to make her speak? He said, I don't know. I don't even know if I will make her speak or not, but I want to do this. I said, well, if you are aware and you insist, there is nothing that I can say to reject you. Well, in 3 nights, it's your marriage ceremony. And the fourth day, if you make her speak, I will make you the richest man in the city. If you don't, your head will be decorating my city. He said, well, I accept. Here, Muhammad, the son of the servant, went outside of the palace and he kept wondering. And here, the idea of him losing his head if he does not make the silent princess speak started sinking in. And he started realizing that he is in a very weird and fragile situation. How will he make her speak? A lot of people tried and failed. He does not have a plan. And then for those 3 days, Muhammad, the son of the servant, he will go to one of the gardens and bring his mandolin and play very wonderful and sad tunes. And here, three birds will always come and listen to him when he's speaking, when he's playing with his mandolin. The third day, he started playing, but he could not really control himself. He could not help it, and he started crying. Could not play anymore because that day, I mean, the next morning, he's losing his head. And one of those birds took off the feathers, and she appeared to be a beautiful girl. And she told him, Muhammad, why are you sad? You always enchant us with your tunes. And Muhammad really did not care that it's a bird that became a girl. He just told her, well, tomorrow I'm losing my head. She told him, can you tell us your problem? We can save you. We are three genies and we are sisters. We can help you out of your problem. Just tell us what is your problem and play for us your beautiful tunes. And then he told her all of his burdens, all what is going to happen and what's going to happen if he does not make her speak. And then she told him, well, don't worry, Muhammad. We will save you. We have a plan. We have the right plan for you. Just go through your marriage ceremony, be happy, eat well, and at night go to the chambers of your wife, and we will take care of the rest. And that's what he did. So he went, he took a nice bath, he wore fancy clothes that were sent to him by the royal palace. Like there was a very big feast in the city, feasting, the king was happy, and then Muhammad was trying to be happy. He really somehow felt relieved because those genies talked to him, the birds talked. So the ceremony is over, the happiness is over. Now he needs to make her speak. Some guards took him to the chambers. They locked the chambers behind his back, and he was inside the chambers. They were outside listening to what's going to happen. If you make her speak, he will go out alive. And if he doesn't, they are the ones who will take him and execute him. So the guards were there guarding, and he was inside of that room. The dome was really wonderful, very magnificent, very royal and fancy. A lot of curtains, and then he was inside of the room and he saw his beautiful wife. He said, Salam alaikum. She looked at him, but no word. Oh, Salam alaikum, I'm Muhammad, I'm your husband. What is your name? She just looked at him and she does not speak. And he said, well, can you tell me something? I'm your husband right now. Tell me your secrets. Do you have a secret? What's your hobbies? What do you like to do? What do you like to eat? Silent, very silent. She does not speak a word. No voice comes out from her mouth. And then he told her, well, you don't want to speak? Okay, you can rest right now. I'm going to play some music for you. So he brought his mandolin and he was playing beautiful tunes for her. Indeed, the girl was enchanted. She loved the tunes. She loved how Muhammad was playing with his mandolin, but she did not speak a word. He will tell, oh, do you know this song? Do you like this tune? Do you like this? Do you like that? She would not speak. Hours passed by, and dawn was about to come. Then he started really worrying about his head. He told her, well, you must speak right now. Speak to me, save my life. I'm young. I don't deserve to die like this. My brothers wanted to kill me, and now you want to kill me. And then she said, but he did not speak. He just sat down, and his eyes were filled with tears. And then all of a sudden, two birds came to the window and started chippering with each other. And then he started talking in a tongue that both Muhammad and his new wife would understand. So one bird told the other, my friend, did you know what happened in the White Kingdom? He said, I heard rumors, but I don't know what happened. The other bird told him, well, the king there had a really complicated situation and no one really knew how to solve it. He said, well, can you tell me what is the situation? Well, three people came to the king for a very complicated matter. So these three people, they used to travel. One of them is a lumberjack. The second one is a merchant. And the third one is a man of God. He's a faqih. And the three of them met in the desert. They were traveling to the White Kingdom as well. They wanted to go there for their purposes. So they met and they decided to share the road and to go together for the safety of themselves and their goods, what they have with them. So they kept traveling together, all of them, and every night they will split it in three parts, and everyone will guard in one part. And one night, as they were in one of the forests, they crossed the desert already. They were in one of the forests, and they slept. That night, the lumberjack was the first one to guard. So the other friends, the other two people slept in the forest, and that person was just roaming around them, going in a circle around them, trying to guard. It was a peaceful night, and then you could spot the shape of a person. They said from afar, "Salam alaikum," but no one really replied. "Hello, salam alaikum. Who are you?" And as he was approaching, he saw that it's just a tree. Just a tree in the shape of a human. And he said, "Oh, look at this. Subhanallah, look at this tree. It's in the shape of a human. This is creation of God." And he brought his axe and he started adding details to that tree until it became like a woman, the shape of a woman. And then his shift ended and he woke up the second one. The second one was the merchant. So the lumberjack slept, the merchant woke up and he started looking around, trying to protect them, see if there is anything suspicious around them, any animals, any thieves, what is happening, and he could spot the shape of that woman. "Hello, lady. Why are you here in the middle of the night? It's dangerous. You can come closer. We have bonfire. Maybe you can spend the night with us here. We can protect you." The shape he saw did not move, did not speak. And he started going closer and closer, closer and closer, until he saw it's only a tree in the shape of a woman. And it's recently carved. And he said, maybe the lumberjack wanted to trick me, wanted to play a trick with me, wanted to scare me. And I'm going to scare the other one. So he brought one of his boxes, he brought like some pieces of fabric and he put it around that tree and he put some jewelries on that tree. He decorated and now it looks like a beautiful, fancy, worn woman. And he slept. And the third one to guard is the faqih, the wise man. So he was also trying to protect him, see what's going around with them. And he saw that woman wearing some beautiful fabrics and she had a beautiful shape. He said, "Salam alaikum, my lady. You can come closer. It's cold tonight. We have fire here." But no one responded. He went closer and he saw that it's the shape of a woman. It's only a tree in shape of a woman. And she was wearing fancy clothes and fancy jewelry. And then he said, "Oh, look at this. Look at the creation of God. He created a tree shape." And then he kept praying and asking God, "Please, God, make her bones and flesh and blood. Make her real." And then he went and he sat down in sunrise he slept a bit. And then they woke up to continue their journey, and all of a sudden they saw a girl, real one, standing beside them and looking at the three of them. "Salaam alaikum. Who are you?" "I don't know. I don't know my name. I don't know who I am and where I came from. I just found myself here." And then the merchant said, "Wait a minute. Where did you get those pieces of fabric that are around your body?" She told him, "I don't know about that either. I just, I'm like this. I found myself like this with these clothes. And then he said, guys, this one yesterday I found the shape of a tree, and they put my pieces of fabric on that tree, and see right now it became a beautiful girl. I think I'm going to marry that girl. I deserve it. Because look, my pieces of fabric, my goods made her alive. Then the lumberjack told him, no, 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 no. Hold your horses, man. You see the shape of this woman? I am the one who carved her by my own axe. I am the one who made her like this. Then the faqih, the wise man, told them, well, I must be honest with you. Someone carved her. The other one gave her clothes. But I am the one who prayed to God to give her a soul, to make her flesh and bones and blood. So I am the one who is going to marry that girl. And then they have a lot of arguments here, and they decided to go to the king. He's the one to resolve the problem. They went to the king, and then again, let me remind you that these are just the two birds talking with each other. And then when they were in front of the king, uh, the king listened to them, and he did not know. He did not know what to do and what to say. His judgment is that, well, if the lumberjack is the one who carved the girl, he's the one to marry her. And then the other bird said to the one who told him the story, but this is not fair. He only carved her, it's only an axe, nothing valuable in there. I think the one who spent money on her is the one who deserves. So I think she should be marrying the merchant. And here the girl, the silent princess, and she heard the whole story, told him, no, you two birds, you don't know anything. It's the wise man. He's the one who has a special relationship with God. He's the one that God really did and delivered what he wished for. He prayed his God to make her alive, and God responded. So she belongs to that man. She belongs to the fifth. And then those three birds flew away. Muhammad heard that the princess is speaking, and he said, thank God, you finally spoke. I am saved. I'm not going to be beheaded. And then the, the, the princess said, yes, I spoke eventually. The guards heard that the princess is speaking, and they ran to the king in his chambers. They woke him up. Your Majesty, your daughter spoke. She finally spoke. And the king went running to her chambers, and he said, darling, did you really speak? Did you really spit words out of your mouth? She said, yes, father, I did. And I think it's thanks to that man. Tonight, I spoke a word. And Muhammad felt like relieved. Oh my God, I'm not losing my head tonight. The next morning, there was a very big feast, like very happy because the princess spoke. And then the king met Muhammad, and he told him, Muhammad, right now you are the official husband of my princess. And you are going to stay with her forever. You are not losing your head. And most of all, you are going to be a rich man. So before I just make all your wishes, all your financial wishes come true, I want you to tell me where you come from. Why did you come to this city? Because you told me that you are just a traveler. Then Muhammad told him that I had brothers, I had a father, I am son of a servant. And then he told him the whole story until his brothers wanted to kill him, wanted to poison him. And then he told him, I'm going to give you value within your brothers and within your family. I'm going to make you rich. and you can take your wife, you can take my daughter, and go and live and spend time with your mother and father back in your city. And no one, your brothers will not kill you because you are going to be rich and you are going to be valuable in your city and to your father. And that's what he did. He made him so rich and he sent him to his father with a lot of money, a lot of servants, a lot of fortune. And then Muhammad lived with his wife peacefully until the end of time. And this is the end of my story. Thank you so much.
Oh, what a fantastic two stories, Zouhair. I was right back. I was back at the cafe clock. I was sitting in the corner with the Hajj like I was 4 years ago, swapping stories. And you
Yeah,
just took me all the way there. Bless you.
thank you, thank
Oh,
you.
it's so good to see you, sir. Sarah. Down below. Yeah. Hey,
Thank you so much.
yeah. You're going to tell us a story sometime, Sarah.
I would love to. I would love to.
I tell you what, on the 1st of November, which is a
Yes.
Sunday night, we're doing a worldwide story round where we have storytellers from. Would you like to come to that and tell us a story? It would be
Yes.
fantastic. I'll remind you. I'll put it on. I'll put it on. I'll send a message to Cafe Clock. Zouhair. You know,
Oh, that's
I know. We always, I have you for everything because you are a mine of stories. So Monday, this Monday, and Sarah, if you've got a wise and foolish ruler, Monday we got wise and foolish rulers as a theme, and we've got
yes.
story. And I'm a sucker for I'm in love with Sultan stories, and
Yes.
so I can't- if so uh, and it's but we got exciting weeks coming up, and if you know any younger storytellers, sort of teenage to storytellers, we're starting on Tuesday nights. We're
Okay.
doing international young tellers night. So,
Okay.
but that's an hour earlier. We're doing that at 5 o'clock UK time, which is 7 o'clock, I think, in Morocco, because they're younger. So we don't want to keep them up
Yes.
all night. Um,
Yes.
and on this might be of interest to you. On this Sunday, as
Yes.
well, we've got Liz from New Mexico, but we've got two stories, little plays by school children from Gaza. They're coming on live from the Gaza Strip,
Lovely.
so I'm really looking forward to that. So,
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking to you, Sarah. I'm talking to the world actually, but it's so good to see Sarah's face.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for speaking to me and inviting me. Yes, I have stories to share with you from Iran. I mean, now that you're saying there's a certain story, I've been telling it a few times. It's about Sultan in Abbasid time. So yes, I surely come back to you with full hands.
So that's Monday, and then the international night, and then we'll give you your own. Yeah, a few weeks time, we'll give you your own slot. So did you email? Did you?
Yes,
Yeah, you did.
yes,
I haven't.
yes.
I must apologise. I haven't answered that email yet, but it's so much better to do it by speaking.
No worries. I'm sure you have a lot to take care of. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and of course, all that if you're on the site and go to the site, if you're watching on Facebook, there is a little donations hat, and Thursday
Yes.
nights always go to Cafe Clock.
Okay.
And they share and that's shared out. So,
Yes.
but it's been a really good night, Zouhair. It's great to have you for all night rather than just coming on with one quick story that's pre-recorded. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's better
Thank
this
you.
way.
And
Thank you so much.
so, and I'll put all that in the chat, and I'll email you Sarah, with
Thank you.
with what I've just said, so you don't have to think.
Yes. Thank you so much. Shukran. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Well, goodbye from the Cafe Clock and the World Storytelling Cafe, and may we all meet in Marrakesh one day.
One
when all
day,
this is over.
inshallah.
And thank you, Ali, for driving the bus.